gamers, if you're looking for a cooperative asymmetric dungeon defense game, then you're going to want to look at Keep the Heroes Out. In this game, you will play as one of 9 different monsters, walking around your dungeon, just trying to keep the heroes out. You will walk around your dungeon, which is set up differently depending on the scenario that you choose to play for a particular game, and you're going to be trying to collect items, to activate rooms, to get more cards. You're going to attack heroes, you're going to lay traps for them, and all of that good stuff. Every monster starts with a unique ability that they can trigger on their turn, as well as a unique deck of 10 tactics cards, which they'll use to move, attack, potentially lay traps, and potentially put more of their characters out on the board as well. Again, you will be trying to add more cards to your deck to make yourself a little bit better against the heroes, and you'll do that by moving different items around to different rooms in order to activate those rooms and buy these cards. All the while, after every monster's turn, heroes will be coming out of the guild deck, and they will be trying to attack you and plunder your treasure, ultimately trying to plunder the highest treasure in the dungeon in order for them to win the game. The expansion adds in some chunky hero tokens instead of using the cardboard tokens that come with the original game, and it also adds in a competitive play mode where somebody is able to play as the heroes and decide which cards are coming out instead of them just coming out randomly from a deck. I thought that overall this game was really neat. I absolutely love the quality, the production of everything. These chunky wooden meeples are so cute. They have really, really nice style. I loved everything about the art in all the cards and everything, and all of the tiles for the dungeon. Everything looks really, really nice, and I love that. I also thought that the play style was unique and really interesting. I thought that it was interesting the way that you kind of build your deck. It's not like a lot of other deck builders where you can just buy whatever cards you want no matter where you are or what you're doing. As long as you have some type of money, then you can buy cards. But this, you had to kind of pick up different tokens and bring them to different rooms in order to trigger. Sometimes that was a lot harder than others, which was kind of frustrating if you couldn't get things from room to room, but I think there's a lot of strategy that kind of goes with that. You can lay down portals to make rooms closer to one another, or you can kind of lay out items for other players to kind of pick up and buy more cards with, because after all, it is a cooperative game, so that can be a strategy as well, kind of beefing up somebody else's deck in order to make them more powerful on their turns. I did think that it was interesting that the expansion adds in that mode for competitive where somebody can play as the heroes, but I kind of thought that that was not as interesting being the heroes. You don't have as many choices because the heroes kind of still follow a direct path of what they have to do on their turn. So yeah, you got to pick what heroes came out and maybe what rooms they came in if you had certain cards in your hand, but you still had to follow a lot of like procedural things, which made that side of things just a little bit less interesting in my opinion. I also thought that at times this game kind of ran a little bit long for what it was. You aren't doing a ton on your turns, especially just depending on the turns, depending on how you draw your cards and all of that. You can draw more cards on your turn with certain actions, which definitely helps you be able to do more, but I still thought that at times the game kind of ran a little bit long, overstayed its welcome a little bit. But that also might come down to who you're playing with, how much they're looking into deciding what their best moves are and all of that. But overall, I thought this game was really cute. If you really like cooperative games, dungeon games, and have a little bit of deck building in there, then it's definitely worth checking out. I really liked everything about, again, the look of it, and I thought that it had a really unique feel to it for that kind of dungeon crawling experience. So definitely check this one out, and you can see my full thoughts on the blog today.